I literally just saw the greatest fucking movie I've ever fucking seen in my life. I'm not exaggerating. This quickly became one of my favorite movies of all time because just the sheer amount of things and stuff that happens is fucking amazing. Now, it's an Indian movie, so it's not in English, so you have to read the subtitles, but that did not matter at all. There were most of the movie, no one even really said anything, if I'm being honest. Like, when all the cool parts happened, everything went silent, and this fucking epic music started playing. I don't know what the fuck t-shirts I've been up to since I took over YouTube from PewDiePie back in like 2018 or whatever that thing happened, but they make some banger tracks for these fucking movies. Because let me tell you, if the soundtrack wasn't the way it was, this movie would be sublime. It would just be another action movie with a bunch of shit happening and goofy physics. But the music makes this shit awesome. Like, I was tapping my feet, I was going in the beat, I was freaking the fuck out. This shit is, I can never remember what, I think it's Bashula. I know I'm butchering it, and I know that's a very rude thing to do because it's a culture, but I've just started watching the Indian movies. I just got into this thing, and I am going to stay involved with it forever now because this triggered something in me. I've realized it's not cinema that is bad. It is American cinema that is bad. Everything else is phenomenal. So, I'm not going to spoil this thing because I'm pretty sure it's new because it was in theaters. I don't want to spoil much of it, but there is just a couple things I want to talk about. There is a scene in this movie. If you look at the cover, he's holding a trident, and he looks like Indian Aquaman, which is what made me want to watch this movie. He had a fucking trident on his arm and shit, and he was like just standing there all badass, and it looked pretty cool. It just looked like a funny in a movie. Sorry, I had to break real quick. I forgot where my exit was. It just looked like a funny, goofy movie. Like I saw clips of the Indian movies. I don't know what they're called. Bollywood movies and stuff like that. How their editing's really shot. I mean, this didn't have stuff like that at all. It had some goofy shit in it, but it wasn't like that. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll check it out. I'm not doing anything else better, and I'll check it out. I tried to get some friends to go with me. No one wanted to go, unfortunately, but that did not matter. I had so much fun here. It didn't even matter if I was by myself. It was really me and an Indian couple that sat like 4 seats down next to me, and everything. It was just us in the theater. And I know I'm pointing out the race. I know that makes me sound racist, but it's not. I'm just super high, and I'm just talking a lot. Now listen. There's a scene in this movie where he picks up the trident, and you think, he's just gonna go a little bit hog wild. No, it's like 5 minutes of him just demolishing people with this fucking trident that he picked up off the fucking ground. It's fucking amazing, and it's all done in different ways, and the deaths are all different, and not all different, it's kind of the same, stab, but it's all like unique in the way it does, and the camera follows like trident around, and it does this cool epic bullshit. It's literally like John Wick. I'm not even lying when I say it's probably better than John Wick. Like, seriously. You think John Wick 4 was a banger? Go watch this movie. I promise you will love it. And then there's one thing I have a problem with. There's this bitchy ass detective in this movie. She does like nothing, and except like yell at him a couple times and make him do work, and then do this really stupid thing with his daughter that I really hate. Like, she's not a likable character at all. And oh my god, I almost forgot to touch it. The villains make this movie fantastic. You don't really get to know their names. You don't really get to know their backstory. You don't really get to know like who they are as people, but you don't fucking need to. You can tell they're psychopaths, and you can tell that they want to just murder people, and that they run this shit. And there's a scene that happens where like I wouldn't say important, because half the things they're just kind of side stuff that happens, I would say, because they try to make it more important, but they don't show it enough for it to become super important, so it's just side stuff. But it all happens in such quick succession, you don't expect it to happen, and it just kind of fucking does, and it blew my fucking mind. It's like near midway through the movie after the intermission. I think Hindu movies or Bollywood movies, have a intermission thing. I don't know if it's just this one or if it's all of them, but this one had like an intermission thing where it stopped the movie and I was able to like go do stuff or whatever. I didn't. I just sat there and like talked to my group chat about how fucking amazing the movie was up to that point. And then like soon after that is when this thing happens I'm talking about. And it includes one of the, well, actually both of the main villains. They've, you know, and they're just such a threat. Like, you can feel that they're a threat, you know? Like, you just feel it. Like, whenever they show up on screen, like, okay, this guy's a menace, you know? He's cooking up something, you know? He's probably not a good guy. And he just does shit, and it shocks me. And the dude, the main guy, which, again, I really should remember the name of. I just watched this movie. They don't really say his name a lot in the movie, which I guess is what it is, and I wasn't really paying attention to that because the action was phenomenal. But this guy's a unit. He can take out Russia by himself. He can solve World War III in like 30 seconds. I'm not even kidding. He could assassinate Kim Jong-un overnight and no one would be the wiser. Like, this motherfucker is such a goddamn menace that he takes out like 70 guys by himself in the middle of a field. They just keep running at him, and he just keeps throwing them down and tossing them and throwing them like rag dolls, treating them like they're fucking biscuits for a dog, you know? He's so fucking powerful, his stare makes a fucking cheetah walk away. What the fuck? Who does that shit? Like, this guy is a menace, and you can tell. Like, throughout the whole movie, he's got a backstory of some guys telling you, like, he says some cryptic shit, like, blood curdles around him when he walks. People's bones just crack at the sight of him. Your eyes will get gouged out if he looks at you deeply. He can read your soul, your mind, and your body just from looking at how you twitch your feet. Like, this guy is built up to be this fucking legend, and he just kind of sits there and just like, kind of like John Wick, but like way doper, in my opinion. Like, I love John Wick. John Wick is probably my favorite movie franchise because every single one of those movies is a banger. I've seen John Wick 4 3 times, and it just came out. However, this blew me away, and I think it's just because John Wick does a whole thing of keeping the whole serious action-packed thing good. This was a perfect combination of like seriousness and goofiness. Like, the amount of funny shit that would happen during the fight scenes, but only during the fight scenes, and it would kind of actually make sense with the movie, was phenomenal. And then it would just kind of cut, and it would be like a whole different thing, and it would be all serious, and the story would build up really nicely, and it was all so comprehensive and nice and clean cut. And God, I'm going to just go on a binge of a bunch of Indian movies now, because this shit blew my mind, and they're setting up for a sequel, and I can't fucking wait, man. Oh, I love this shit. I was about to cut it off, but I always forget to do this. I'm going to keep doing this now. I appreciate it if you watched. I appreciate it if you made it this far. I appreciate it if you listened to my clearly incoherent rant where I just ramble on and repeat things a lot. I know I'm very not much of a personal person, but I'm trying, and I'm hoping I'm getting better at it. This is the part where I guess I'm just complaining and I'm talking a lot and I do things, but I see other people do this all the time, and I hate copying other people. I hate doing what other people do because it kind of takes away from the things that I want to do. But then I have to kind of get over that loop and just be like, maybe I can do it in a different way, you know. And I really just, I enjoy this kind of stuff, and I enjoy just getting to relax, and my brain's gonna work in order, you know, when the fragmentation is stopped, and then I just get to flow and just talk and do things. I do very much enjoy this, and I want to do more of it, and look out for more Bollywood movie reviews coming, because this, if I am right about this genre is going to be astounding. But yeah, I guess thank you for watching. If you did, I appreciate it. Feel free to do whatever. I mean, I don't really care. I'm not here to do much. I'm just here for a good time, you know. So thank you. Appreciate you.